Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. My name's Timothy Adams, and I'm a sexual assault advocate here at Haven. What is your name?
My name's Haley Thomas.
Hi, it's nice to
Hi,
meet
it's
you.
nice to meet you.
Um, I like to start off by saying everything we say here in this room will stay in this room. It will be confidential, and nothing will leave here where we talk about stays here. So I would like to start off just what brings you in today.
Well, a few weeks ago, I experienced sexual assault.
Oh, wow.
Yes, on a
Um,
date with a guy, and um, it didn't go well.
was there someone you knew?
I met him through a friend, but I didn't personally know him. No,
Okay. And were other people around? Were you by yourself?
we were by ourselves.
You by yourself?
hmm
Where was it in a public location?
It happened at his house.
At his house?
hmm
Yeah. Where you said you went on a date with him.
Yes,
So you knew like you were going to his house and
I did, but the plan that he had told me that he was gonna come over and pick me up and meet my parents, and then we were gonna go out to dinner, and then we were gonna go back to his house and watch a movie. I had no idea that no one wasn't gonna be home, so we get in the car, and he informs me that he was tired and that we would get dinner later, that we were just gonna go back to his house for time being. So I thought it was kind of weird, but I was like, no, okay. So we get to his house, and as soon as we walk in, I realize that no one's home. So that was like a major red flag. I'm thinking, okay. So I debated between like, thinking about calling my parents or just, seeing what happens. So I decided to see what happens, and we proceed to go into his bedroom. And first we just sit there and, we're watching TV and we're laying on his bed, and then we start making out, and he really starts coming on to me. He like gets my clothes off, and within 5 minutes, I'm completely, naked.
were you telling him like not to take your clothes off or struggling with him?
Oh yes, I was. I was telling him to stop. I was telling him, that I wasn't ready for this. I was very nervous and I was uncomfortable, and he still proceeded to do so. And so, like I said, within minutes, I was fully, undressed. And he still had every bit of clothing on, so I was very embarrassed and uncomfortable. And so after that, he, really started, pushing himself on me, and, foreplay happened, and that really upset me, But the worst didn't happen. He tried to have sexual intercourse with me, but I kicked him off of me. And luckily, he didn't like try to hit me back or anything because he was a big guy. So if he had hit me back, I'd probably been like done and taken advantage of. So after that happened, I was really upset, and my mom had actually texted me to see how the date was going, and I was scared, So I told her it was going good, and so I could have escaped, but it was scary. I was like, what is he going to say when I tell him my mom's coming to pick me up? All of this. So after that, we go pick up a pizza, and then we go to his cousin's house, and the three of us sit there and watch TV and eat pizza. And I was like, dying to leave. I was really upset. I was ready to go home. And so his cousin goes to bed because he has work the next morning. And so me and the guy I went on a date with, were just sitting there and watching TV. And, it was the first date. So there were other guys that were still talking to me. And so this one guy had texted me saying good night. Well, Justin, the guy I was on a date with, went off. Like, I thought he was gonna hit me. Like, his body got real tensed up, and he got like really angry. And he was, like, why is he, texting you? There shouldn't be other guys texting you all this. And I'm thinking, this is the first date, and that's what I told him. And he was like, well, you're mine now, and all this, and really, what's the word?
Possessive.
Possessive, yes. And I'm thinking, this is only first date, and he's this possessive. I was like, this is not good. So after that, he was so mad he took me home, and I was really upset. And when I got home and my mom came in and I started crying and she asked me what happened and I didn't tell her what took place at the house because I was embarrassed. I didn't know if I should tell her. So I did tell her about him flipping out on the text message, and I told her that I thought he was going to hit me, and it just scared me. So that's all I told them right then.
So did you end up telling them, both parents, or?
Well, my friend actually made me tell my parents the next day. She texted me because she is the one who introduced me to him. And so the next day, she texted me to see how it went. And I told her it didn't go well. And so she told me to come over. And I went over and I told her what happened. And she was really upset by what happened because, she had no idea that would have happened. And, she felt bad. She felt like it was her fault. But, I really felt like it was my fault. But so she made me tell my parents that day. So.
And what was their reaction? Like, were they? Well, I'm pretty sure they were upset. I would have been upset as a parent. So, like, did they ask you if you wanted to press charges or anything like that?
You're right. They were very upset. Like, especially my father. Like, he was very upset. They told me I could press charges if I wanted to, but they would leave it up to me. And I decided not to just because, this is a small town, so everyone in the town would have known what happened. It would have been put in the paper. And I just didn't want my business out there. And plus, they said that, he would come in with a lie, and he would fight back, saying that I wanted him to do that stuff to me and that, he would just make up all these sorts of lies so he wouldn't get charged. So I just decided not to.
Okay, well, I understand because it is scary, especially when someone's very dominant and have a lot of power over you. It's very understandable to be scared. I think you did the right thing by coming in. I think that we definitely need more sessions because the one thing I noticed is you're blaming yourself, and that's definitely not your fault at all. So I think we should have more sessions and maybe talk about it some more if you would like, and we can set some goals and go from there because no one's ever to blame for someone's trying to sexually assault them. There's no that person is 100% blame. And so I think you would definitely benefit from more sessions. And if you agree, we can get you set up.
I think that will do good. Yeah.
Okay, so I have you talk with the secretary and we'll get you set up for next session.
Okay.
All right. Thank you
you.
for coming in.